It's Friday, and you know what that means? Well, no, it's not another review. This time, it's another accessory showcase because when I do get a device that has some great accessories for it, I want to show them off for you, and I want to show you how they work with the device, whether they're third party like my new Sakura retro modding sticks that I received, or directly from the manufacturer. I want to be able to show them off to you guys. So that's what I'm here today. Let's find out what we got right after this. Hey fam, Swati Tuk Kong Krap Phoenix here, and thanks for joining me for another episode of Phoenix Handhelds. And this week we are looking at the Retroid Pocket 5. As I mentioned in my unboxing video, as well as during my live stream on Wednesday, one of the great things that I wanted to test out on this device was the secondary screen option that Retroid created for this. Because we have the AYN Thor coming up, and we have the e.g.how Pocket DS coming up, I wanted to know, is it better to have a secondary screen that you can detach and attach as you wish, or is it better to have a built-in screen? And what better way to understand that is to first test the detachable screen. So they made this kind of janky at first. I'll be 100% honest with you. Initially, this was not designed for a dual screen add-on. So they needed you to go to their GitHub and be able to extract out the file and add it to your device, and then be able to also add a software to this and make it work. That was really janky and not very user friendly. I've been assured that any new devices, if you bought these today, would be getting the already set up devices. So you don't have to worry about the software or anything like that. It'll be ready to go just like it is right now. So I'll just go ahead and give you an example here. There we go. We plugged it in. Well, not plugged it in, but you know what I mean. And then we actually do plug it in. So by doing that, you get both screens. And of course, P for PNIC to unlock it. And naturally, when you do that, the nice thing is it's going to mirror your screen. Then you can choose for your specific apps what you want them to do as far as functionality goes. So for example, if you know you always want Chrome to be on your top screen, press and hold on Chrome, screen launch, and you can either do a global screen where it shows on both, or you can make it be on the internal screen if you want it on this screen, or external on this one. So tap it, and then it always opens up there for you. So again, a little bit of thinking ahead of time, but it at least gives you that kind of functionality that you're accustomed to. So I appreciate that we get that. The easiest way I found to close it is then just to get rid of it. Nice and easy. And the nice thing is it does close. You can center it up better than I can. There we go. Now it's nice and centered. And if you're curious and you're not familiar with this setup, it's quite interesting because this has a 5.5-inch OLED that is the exact same 5.5-inch OLED that's here. Now your volume buttons get kind of crossed here. So what they've done here is you can drop down your notification shade, drop it down again, and then you have your volume by up and down by software, both on both screens. So that makes it kind of nice. And of course, you can adjust to the brightness. Now, the brightness only is being adjusted on the main device. If you want the secondary, there are buttons over here. Let's see if you can see it. There we go. Some nice buttons to go up and down to make it brighter or dimmer. Obviously, for the camera, it's better if it's dimmer. So there we go. As I mentioned, they are the exact same panel. Both are 1080p, 5.5 inches, 16:9 aspect ratio. So one of the nice things, of course, is you can do different things at once. Whether you're playing Nintendo DS, you can see both screens, the top and bottom screen for the DS and the 3DS on here. Or you can have a game up here in a comfortable handheld mode like you would for a Nintendo, for example. And then on the bottom, you can have your game guide, maybe your strategy guide from Chrome, be able to scroll through that as you're playing on a game. The one thing is, if you're watching YouTube and playing a game at the same time, there's only one master volume that will control the volume for both. So while AYN has figured that out on their Thor, and maybe Retroid will figure it out on this device sometime soon, in the meantime, this is something that you won't be able to enjoy because, again, if you have it 50% volume, the game would be at 50% volume, and your YouTube channel would be at 50% volume as well. But it is a nice, quick, easy fix for that. So I love that we at least get this type of option. And of all the devices, this is, of course, going to be the largest bottom screen because the e.g.how has a 5-inch 4x3 screen, and the AYN has a 3.92-inch almost square screen. So at least you get the biggest real estate, and you do get OLED, which is awesome. The e.g.how bottom screen is a LCD, whereas the top is a 7-inch OLED. And on the AYN, it is a 6-inch top screen, and again, just under 4-inch bottom screen. So you get some great combination there, and at least you get both OLED as well. The one caveat is both are at 60 hertz, whereas the e.g.how is 144 hertz on the top and 60 below, and the AYN is 120 on top and 60 below. That did not seem like a big issue at first, mainly because it was believed until here very recently that due to a limitation of Google, you could only have the same refresh rate on both screens. So it was believed that both would be at 60, so it'd be at the same as this. However, AYN has shown off that they can have their top screen at 120 hertz with their software and 60 on the bottom. So you can actually have variable refresh rate, which I think is really cool. It's not ideal, but it's not obviously a deal breaker in my opinion. The other thing is, because this is secondary, the screen is covered, but the buttons are not, whereas the other two are made to be clamshell devices. So of course they're covering your buttons, so they're easier to go in your pocket. Plus you don't have this big old cable sticking out. They could have obviously made this tighter, but for some reason they chose to not make it optimized in length, I guess because of multiple devices. The reason being, of course, this is designed for this device, but they also have another bracket you can connect and then connect to, for example, the AYN Odin 2 portal would be able to go onto another bracket. You would just undo some screws, be able to take off this bracket, put on that other bracket, use the same cable, and it'll work on your Steam Deck or your larger devices. So this in itself is a great accessory for multitasking. And I can tell you honestly, I used to use the Microsoft Surface Duo 2. And yes, I know not many people used it, but I always loved it. Why? Because I had two screens. My current phone is a flip phone that I'm recording this on. So I can open it up into a book style opening foldable phone. And it's just not the same because it is only one screen. I tend to only use one application at a time, even when I open it up. Whereas with the Microsoft Surface Duo 2 with two screens, I always used two applications at the same time. Whether I was watching something on YouTube on one screen and reading something on a website on another, for example, or maybe having YouTube running in the background while I was also playing a game, that was quick and easy on the Microsoft Surface Duo 2. I don't find myself doing it just because it's more work. Whereas this, because again, you have the two separate screens and the other devices too, I think you'll be able to do more things and feel like you're comfortable doing more things at one time. Again, such as gaming and strategy guide, or gaming with YouTube running in the background. I love to work with YouTube in the background for podcasts, those types of things. So quick and easy to do that. And then you still have access to everything because it's on one screen rather than bringing up the multitasking screen, going to the other application, going to the next podcast, and then going back to your game, for example. So little differences, but they do make a big difference. And as I mentioned, these OLED panels are really beautiful. Yes, they're only quote unquote 60 hertz, only refreshing 60 times a second, but they are beautiful OLEDs that you're not going to be able to complain with. I can promise you that. Now, of course, the other thing is I've actually added to this device currently. This is the thumbstick that came with this device. It's quite small. Now, as I mentioned, I've partnered with Sakura Retro Modding. This is their logo, cherries, and I'll have a link on the screen right now for you. And then they have a number of other ones. These are just caps that you can put on like I had originally, but then you can also have these bigger ones that are slightly different, as you can see probably. This has more of a flat bottom, so does this, but this is more rounded. And these are 3D printed. So the nice thing is you can put on these caps with no issue on this device or on the AYN Odin 2 portal, the AYN Thor, as well as the, for example, the e.g.how Pocket DS. There we go. So now I have a bigger stick. It has a little bit of grip there, so if I'm using it like this, then it still works out pretty well. And I actually like how that feels. A little bit bigger, but it makes a difference. I don't know if the camera will be able to pick it up, but let's just try it. So you can see it's a little bit bigger, not much, But the other nice part is having that ribbed texture. So I hope that you'll check out their Etsy storefront because they do a lot of great thumbsticks as well as other things such as holographic stickers for some devices to give it a little extra pop on the back, looking really cool rather than a bland white or black sticker. They do little things like that that can really make a device your own and make you have a little splash of uniqueness. So I love that, and I love this stick already. Feels really good. I wish it was a little grippy if I were to nitpick, but I think it's awesome. And we do have these caps that they provide that we can get that grippiness if we want the grippiness. But I also love the little box that they include everything in. This is their ultimate set for stick caps, and they did a great job there. All right, so I'm going to take this off. So I'm going to unplug it, take it off. And the reason is, let's get to another set of accessories. So to do that, first I'm going to power off my device. All right, so let's look what we have in the box. The official grip for the RP5. All right, my Jerry P. Nick Everything knife. And then let's take a look. One of my biggest complaints about this device to date is the grips on the back are not very big. And I can already tell this is going to be a much better fit. This is going to feel like I'm using the AYN Odin 2 portal or using the K56. So I love that we have that. And oh yeah, that feels so much better. I'm already in love with this. I loved the Odin 2 portals grip case, and I love this grip case as well. And you can see this is kind of a frosted, transparent one. So that's intentional. So again, this was only, I think, $15. So I think it's well worth it, giving you a much better grip on your device. But let's bring in this one. This is going to be fun. So let's take a look to see what we got here. I ordered. Okay, there it is. Yep. See, a clear back. That's why I got this, because I wanted clear on clear. I thought that would look really great, being able to see the insides. So I say this is going to be great because I've never done anything like this. Now, I've bought all of these directly from Retroid. I believe this was about $10, and each one of these were about $5. So I wanted some different color combinations in case I wanted to change it up. But as you can see, I love my Skittles buttons. But again, I have Nintendo GameCube color. I have the white gray kind of combo, the black gray combo, and more Skittles buttons, just in case these ever need to be replaced. And again, I think each one of these was $5 US. So again, I love that Retroid makes it easy for you to mod your own device with official hardware. Now, they wanted to make it great for me, so they've included some tools. So I've got some big tweezers. Obviously, this would probably be for digging in to get to the buttons, whereas I just have some screws and a guitar pick for removing the back. So you're going to watch me, hopefully not destroy my device. And if I do, well, I guess it'll make great content because, everybody loves a train wreck. So who knows? Maybe this is going to be a train wreck. All right. So my device is off. I want to take off my stick here. There we go. Just to kind of give my device at an angled resting point. There are only 4 screws, so not too bad. And again, as you can see from the included one, there should be no cables attached to it. I love that this is magnetic as well. I just want to make sure the camera can see that. Yeah, see? That's really awesome that they made the screwdriver magnetic. Okay, and then we need, of course, our guitar pick. Now, I've never actually played a guitar. Let me know down in the comment section below. Have you ever actually played a guitar? I'd be interested in knowing how many guitar players I actually have. They kind of missed an opportunity to have it Retroid branded, but again, for something that's relatively cheap, I'm not going to complain. And again, you guys know I love my customizability, so I love that we have this flexibility here. There we go. Because of the magnet, we don't have to wonder if we have the screw all the way undone. Glad these aren't torque screws or anything crazy like that. Nice and easy. Just set them off to the side. Since they should all be the same size, I'm not going to separate them out. If you were not certain if you were getting screws of the same size, I would review the screws, and then if they are different, put them in different places. So that way it's easier to know where to put them in the future. And again, if you were doing that, I would even maybe get post-it notes and put, underneath D-pad, that type of thing, back panel, so that way you can quickly and easily know which one goes where when you're putting it back together. Because there's nothing worse than trying to do a DIY project and not know where things go at the end. There we go. Beautiful. All right. Now, it would make sense sometimes. I haven't looked at any materials. It didn't come with any materials. I'm afraid to break it now. But let's see here. Probably should have looked up a video first, right? But I'm doing what the average person would do and not look something up. So don't blame me. Here, we'll put Sakura's little cherry up here. Because again, they are awesome for such a small channel as mine to agree to partner with me. I appreciate them. Now, where did I put that guitar pick? You're probably looking at it and laughing at me. Ah, right there. All right. Maybe. Yeah, I probably should remove this too, huh? My 128 gig card. Just trying to look. Do I see an obvious place? I don't want to break anything, which makes it all the more interesting, right? Oops, I'm turning it on. I don't want to turn it on. Hold down the power button. Hopefully that turns it back off. Power off. There we go. Hmm, I don't know where to begin. I should have watched the video, but I didn't because I want to be. Yeah, see, there's one right there. It looks like. So I think there might be. I don't think I should need this though, because you would think that they would have included it in both if it was needed. But I do see it, I believe, a screw when I look down here. So let's see here. You're learning with me. There we go. Now, of course, you can see this shell did not come with any buttons. So, of course, you're going to still end up with the color of the buttons that you originally chose, but should be all right as long as I don't break it. And that's what I'm kind of scared of right now. But perhaps it's a little late for that, huh? I thought I saw a button, but I guess it could be wrong. So let's put that back in. uh, well, if nothing else, like say it's a train wreck, and you learn not what to do. All right. I am not sure. Um, hmm, not seeing any secret screw. No. Say there could be one up here and up here. I know there was for the AYN. And these do share a lot of characteristics. They are different. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to buckle down and actually do a quick search myself because I don't want to destroy my device. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So let's take a look here. I think I see the way to do it. I'm not certain, but let's just try it. Okay, I think I see it. Yeah, I think I was going the right way. Maybe get my other guitar pick. Though, in theory, I shouldn't need to, but that could help. See if I can do this. It's always fun to be doing this on camera. There we go. Oh, okay. That figures, right? All right. Okay. Have to try getting my extra one in here. Maybe a thinner one will work better. And just so happens, if I can get it off my desk. Sorry about making you stare at my arm. Okay, we'll go back to this one. All right, let's just try this one again. Okay. This is definitely more of a train wreck than I imagined, but then again, I am a noob to this. I am not a DIY expert. if you can't tell. So if I'm able to do this successfully by the end of the video, you'll be able to, whether you're a DIY expert or not. Let me just try if I can grab that again. Come on. Nope. I don't think I can grab it. All right. I have another guitar pick that Sakura sent me. But, I mean, it's more for aesthetics, but it's super thin. Oh, wow. Let me just try. I don't want to jerry rig it and break it. That is not my goal. I love Jerry, but that's not what I want to do with this device. There we go. All right, guts. You just have to go slow because there are clips obviously holding it in place. There we go. See, it's coming. Okay, I see it. Want to make sure you can too. There we go. See, there's a little bit of separation there. There we go. Oh yeah. Let's say just nice and slow. Pop, pop, pop. Oop. Now, some devices do connect things to the back plate, but I can tell that they don't from this. So there we go. Got it. So if I can do that, you definitely can do that. All right. So nice and easy, beautiful. Just in case you're curious what the back looks like, got the intake and the outtake so you can actually see this big panel only really there. Of course, they've marked everything so for their workers that are putting it together, as well as if you take it apart, because again, you can quickly and easily change out your face buttons. But let's flip that upside or up. Yeah, that way. Retroid. Beautiful. All right, so it should be just click everything back in. Oh yeah, there we go. I don't know about you, but I think it looks really cool seeing a naked device. And if you're curious, next Monday I'm going to be designing my own ideal device, and offering a transparent shell would be one of those things that I would include in my dream device. Just got to make sure all the clips are clipped. And I want to give a shout out to my fellow YouTuber Aiden Walls, because I found his channel did have a teardown of this device as well as its sister device, the Pocket Mini. So I was able to follow along his steps. But still, you can see not difficult at all. Just have to make sure. And then, like say, you now have a nice transparent back. Or, if you wanted the purple back, you can buy the purple back. But I think having the clear back is really cool. I wish this was as clear, but I understand why they didn't do that. But this makes the console so much more comfortable. So let's go ahead and put in my memory card again. And yes, one thing that's common for retro handheld makers is having the micro SD card having the picture down rather than facing up. I'm not sure why they do that, but there we go. Now I have my transparent shell. I think it's really slick looking with the clear back. And I think it feels fantastic with this grip. For me, having medium to larger size hands, I feel that this is a much better feeling device now. Gives it much more comfort, much more oomph to it. And while I'm at it, I might as well grab out my other stick, replace this remaining OEM stick that's a little bit lower profile. This is a little bit higher profile, which is again nice, gives you a better feel range of motion. So you just kind of twist it until you feel it line up. Hopefully you keep your stick straight, make it easy for you. And of course, I'm doing this on camera for the second time. The first time also on camera. Oops. Of course, it's easier said than done, but you know, that's part of the fun. I promise you this is a me problem, not a Sakura problem. Actually, I don't know why I'm fiddling with this right now because we have a different accessory we want to put on. So let's go ahead and grab a different accessory. And to do that, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to grab my little screen cleaner here. And if you're curious where I got this screen cleaner, ROG Ally X accessory video, this came with the charging stand. Oh well, at this point. Now, one of the things is this does have an all-glass front, just like the AYN Odin 2 portal. The big difference, as I mentioned yesterday in my video, is the AYN Odin 2 portal only has a screen protector that covers the glass, whereas the nice folks at Retroid, again for $5-6 I think it is, right on their website, they offer a screen protector that's tempered glass. And not only is it tempered glass, but it is end to end, edge to edge. I think that's really cool, personally. Let me know. Are you the type that would rather have something like that where it's just over the screen, or are you like me and you'd really like having something that covers edge to edge since you have glass edge to edge? All right, so let's see what we got over here in our little bag. So you can see everything that I see. Of course, their own screen protector or screen cloth, cleaning cloth here. Right, there we go, beautiful. And then we have dry clean film. So I am not sure what that means. Does that mean that I put you here? Do I put you here? I am not sure what they want me to do with this. Interesting. Maybe it's one of those ones that suck up all the little dust particles. I don't know. I think we'll be fine. We'll find out right after this. Haha, I'm joking. I'm still here. All right, let's just keep cleaning. Always nice circular motions. And then give it a good look to see if you see any dust, anything. Looks good to me. So I'm just going to go for it. It says remove me before applying, step 1. There is nothing else listed as step 2, so we'll take that. Again, you want it to be as clean as possible. If I had some alcohol wipes, I would have used those, but I don't. So we're going to go with that. Of course, it has to go this way. It's the only way that makes sense since we do have those grills down there. So got one shot to do a good job here. As I mentioned in the previous video, you want to try to go as much from the top as you can. Okay, beautiful. And then quickly push out all the air bubbles that you can. I've never done a full device screen protector like this, so this is a first for me as well. I think it's a great idea, but I've never done it, so
Do have a little bit of a bubble there. So let's see if I can't use my pick here. Come on. Come on out, bubbles. All right, come on. Definitely, I can see why AYN went with that. I had no bubbles with my AYN screen protector. However, something this big, it's possible to get your air bubbles. Nobody wants air bubbles, but it looks like I've got some. Okay, going over here. Okay. How's my train wreck? Is my train wreck going well? All right, come on. Come on, bubbles. Bubblies. You've got to have a good sense of humor, you know? Life is too short to be serious all the time, which is why I was willing to call my channel and my blog Phoenix. You know, yes, I'm in Thailand, and yes, it's part of their culture to, you know, call a big brother or someone you consider like a big brother P in front of their name, and my name is Nick, so it is a legit name in Thailand. But having lived most of my life in the English-speaking world, I know how it sounds if you say it quickly and what it could be mistaken as. So there is that, but I am okay with that. I think it adds a sense of humor to the channel for the English speaking world and adds some familiarity to my Thai audience. So I think it's win-win. Yes, I'm trying to do it this way. Well, I got rid of some of the bubbles. What about you? Would you have given up at this point to try to get rid of the bubbles? Or would you have been as stubborn as me to get these bubbles, get rid of these bubbles? I mean, obviously, whenever the screen's on, I probably won't see these bubbles. But this is a device that, you know, I'm going to use long term, as I do with all my devices, and maybe sell in the future. And I would love to be able to sell it to a fan of the channel, you know, with a good screen protector without bubbles. So to do that, I need to get these bubbles taken care of now before they get set. This one is very stubborn. Trying to blunt it a bit by using the cloth. Okay. Making progress, but not that middle one. Come on, middle bubble. You know you want to come out. I'm okay if it's at the top or bottom, but come on, bubble. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that out. See, it's just right there. Got most of them out, but this one doesn't want to come out. Maybe if I go the other way. Maybe if I go top down. Sorry about any shaking you're experiencing. Nope, it doesn't want to come out whatsoever. It is what it is at this point. I think it's still better than it was. So again, I'm not sure what this was for. I could have probably figured it out, but it would have been nice to get some instructions. But Retroid did not provide them, and that's okay. So keep that. Keep this. I like screen protectors, screen cleaning cloths. So let's try getting this guy on here now. There we go. That one, they're nice and snug. I'll give Sakura that. They have some nice snug fitting ones. They're not going to accidentally pop off. I've seen some reviews of even first party caps that were not great. So I'm glad Sakura makes a high quality one that is nice and snug. I'd rather it be more difficult to put on than pop off while I'm trying to play games. Because actually, I tried playing PlayStation 5 with this and I had the thumbstick come off a couple times natively. But I tend to use my sticks more aggressively while I'm playing sports games. Oh, let's see here. Come on. Work with me. As you can see, it's just a little nub that has flat on the sides and rounded on the top and bottom. These are Hall Effect sticks, so they are the second most accurate type of sticks you can get, only to TMR sticks, which are the most recent type of sticks available. These use a little bit more power than TMR sticks do as well, but such a small difference that you're not going to see it in your day-to-day life. Maybe lose an extra 2 or 3 minutes of battery life per use from 0 to 100%, or 100% to 0. So it wouldn't be the end of the world. But they're still highly accurate. I think I'm in. I think. Yes. There we go. Now, as I mentioned, I can put on these caps to make it feel like a PlayStation if I want, because they do give us these options, and I appreciate that we get these options. If you want a little bit wider, you can do that as well. The idea is you just kind of flip it upside down, put it in the middle, and if I can do it on camera, and give it a little twist to kind of put it in place. There we go. Now I have that kind of rubbery texture if that's what I want. So nice and easy to do. All right, so I'm going to put the OEM sticks in here. OEM is the original equipment manufacturer, in this case Retroid. Don't want to talk over people, so I will explain what OEM means. There we go. All right, now these caps I had gotten from whenever I got one of my other devices, they came with this. So I'm glad I had that as an option, but then I can close up my nice Sakura box. 3D printed and all, but still looks and feels great in my humble opinion. So let's go ahead and put back on this guy here. Let's see how well it's supposed to fit with this as well. Let's see. Let's push it in. There we go. Put it in here. Okay. And then we want to just push it. There we go. Now it should be centered. Oops. Well, centered enough. See, this is one of the things, because this cable is so long, because it's so multi-use, pops off easily. Yes, you can put it back in easily, but just pointing it out in case you're not familiar with that. Now the power button is much more recessed. There we go. Let's see here. Good to see it powering up. Didn't kill that part of it. But why is this not turning on? Did I accidentally? Oh, no, there it is. Okay. Beautiful. So speaking of customizing it, red is my favorite color. If you would have noticed from my live stream that I did on Wednesday, I had the background being red because that's my favorite color. But if we click on that, then we can quickly and easily change it. So we can say we want that one to be green. We want this one to, oops. Yeah, sorry, I had it set to both. So there we go. Green over here, blue over here. You can absolutely do that. And you can see this color wheel. You can choose any of those colors if you want. And you can choose their brightness, and you can also change their saturation. If I can get it to work for me. It's always fun to do things for the first time on camera. There we go. See, now it's kind of a darker blue. So what do you guys think? Are you one color RGB, or do you like to have different colors for each one of your sticks? I think it looks fine either way, but I think that's kind of nice. Having a pop of a light color and a darker blue looks really good. Of course, I still have access to all my buttons, my stereo speakers with this grip case. And honestly, this grip case just changed my opinion of this device. Honestly, during my review next week, I was going to be talking about how uncomfortable this device is because the ergonomic bumps on the back are very small, but this makes it have much more comfort. So I'll consider that in my review, and also consider that this is an extra purchase. Even though it's only about $15 US, still an extra purchase, but it does feel really good. And I love having the clear back to go with this. But again, I could have chosen a purple back and gotten this in purple, or this in black and this in black, for example. So I love that we get those flexibilities directly from Retroid. And even with a noob like me, you can see I was able to take off the back. Not the easiest thing in the world for a noob like me, because again, this is the first time I'm doing anything like this, but I absolutely can. And so you can see that's, let me just go back here, I want to show you. Screen launch, you can see it's currently set to global screen. So that's why it opens to both. Whereas as I had demonstrated, I have Chrome for the top screen or external screen, so that opens there. Play Store, set for here. So this is where you can multitask, right? So I can have YouTube, since it has the full Google Play Store, and do that. Or I can have ESDE launched down here. There we go. Now I can play my games while I'm browsing the web. Good stuff. I love how this looks and love how this feels even more. And I love these slightly bigger sticks. They have a good feel to them. And as I mentioned, Sakura did not pay me anything for this. They sent these to me free of charge to try out. I'm under no obligation to talk positively of them, but they are nice sticks. And like I say, I have already included the link, and I will include the link in the description. So you can get a case for this. I forgot to order it. I thought I had, but when I looked at my order, I realized I had forgotten. So you can get two different choices of cases from Retroid directly. You can get one that does not support this grip case because, again, it does add quite a bit of girth, and as you can see, it sticks out the bottom now. Or you can get one that supports the grip case. So I love that they, again, give us that flexibility. Maybe you always want to travel without the grip case on, or maybe you want to leave it on. And you can also get, actually, I think a third one. Now that I think of it, you can also get a third one, I believe, that would work with this. So with this already attached. So Retroid is awesome as far as accessories go. The guys at Sakura already have stuff like this, and other people on Etsy already have something like this. You can already get other cases and other things on AliExpress. So this will definitely be getting one of the better customization scores. And because this is a Snapdragon, I believe you can put Linux on this. There's all kinds of things you can do with this inside and out. And I just love that. Because why would I want a device that looks the same all the time? Now, if you're new to the hobby and you absolutely don't care about changing things up, you just want to play some quick retro games, hey, the Retro TV was a great little device if you want a Game Boy style and you want something a little unique. Absolutely. I love the ergonomic grips on the back. If you want something that is a horizontal form factor, that's also good entry-level device. Let me clean it up here. The Heligali Action Pi is still one of my favorite devices of the year and feels really good if you want a smaller sub $100 device. Do not go on AliExpress and buy this for $200. Either wait for it to be on their website for $65 plus shipping, or there is one reseller, the reseller I bought it from, for $85. The reason I bought it from them is because at the time they did not offer Heligali, that is Heligali did not offer shipping to Thailand. So I couldn't buy it from them directly at that time. They have since added that. So if you're one of my Thai followers and you love this device, you can either get it from AliExpress or now from Heligali direct. But again, they normally have it for $65 on their website, plus whatever the shipping may be. So this is a fantastic device. You do get the clickable R3 and L3, so I love that. You have stacked shoulder buttons. You know I love my stacked shoulder buttons rather than inline. Just doesn't feel right to push a button here while having the other button not pressed. I like having the differentiation. Yes, these are clicky, but fantastic. The screen, 4 inches, looks really good. But if you want something bigger for $200, this is going to be a really great device. But again, this is $220. This is about $60. That makes it more expensive than the Thor Lite, which has the same processor and RAM inside of it. But you get a 6-inch screen on top and a 4-inch screen on the bottom. And it's built-in permanent attached. So is this better? I'm still not sure. But you do get the flexibility because, again, you see it's quick and easy to attach and detach. You can do it on the fly. So if you're really only going to be using one screen, you know, it's not such a bad deal to have something like this. But again, I make these videos for you. I want to hear from you. And as requested, I will be doing another live stream Wednesday at 7 p.m. Thai time, the same time that my last one did. I am taking requests for games to be tested on this, whether they're DS games to be played on both screens or not. Now, as you see, because this is a secondary screen, when you close it, it does not turn it off. Whereas, of course, the AYN and the e.g.how devices, when you close them, they will go to sleep. And when you close them, they will be protecting your buttons, whereas here, your buttons are not protected. It's all personal preference. But I think it looks really great and feels really great because you have such great ergonomic grips with this grip case. I love this grip case. So I'm proud of myself for not destroying my device by taking off the original backplate. I didn't know if I was going to, honestly, but I wanted to because, well, I want to learn how to tinker. And one thing I've learned is you can't be afraid. So I decided to say, what the heck? I'll go ahead and give it a try and do it on camera. So if it is a train wreck, well, at least it's content. So maybe I could gain a subscriber or two for a train wreck. Luckily, it's not that bad of a train wreck. Thanks to Aiden Walls. Again, I'll give you a link to his channel. He doesn't have any idea who I am. That's okay. I just Googled or YouTubed, however you want to say it, because I was on YouTube, tear down Retroid Pocket 5, and his was the first thing that came up, and I quickly watched it. And he has that as well as the Retroid Pocket Mini. That's a teardown, and he also did, I believe, a backplate replacement, just not with a clear one like I did. But he did more, and I've seen his videos before, so I appreciate that I recognized his name and decided to watch it. He does make some good stuff, just different types of videos than what I do usually. But again, that's the great thing about this retro handheld hobby, is there are a number of us that do it, and we all do it differently. Whether it's Aiden showing DIY stuff, and there's also Tech Dweeb that does teardowns and repaintings of things and great reviews. But again, my reviews are more of a traditional review where you're getting scores, and his and others are more, here's what I like, here's what I don't like, without a score kind of thing. So there's something for everyone in the retro hobby. So I appreciate you watching this video. Let me know what game you want to see next Wednesday on the live stream. And again, just like last week's live stream, you can watch it later if you want to. Last week's was not that great. Well, yesterday's in this case, because I'm recording it Thursday to make Friday, but was not that great. I'll be honest, I was extremely nervous, just like I was for my first video ever. But I plowed through it, and I had some of my great subscribers there to help me through it. Hopefully next week I'll have more. And if everything continues to go well, I'll do more Handheld of the Week live streams so you guys can watch them live or later. I always want to know what games you want to see on the devices, because again, these reviews are for you. These devices are for you to know if this is something that you should be interested in, or is this something that you shouldn't be interested in. Is it e-waste or not? And in this case, of course, Retroid makes quality devices. They have been for quite a while, so they do not make e-waste, especially not for $200. They know that they are not e-waste. Some of the other devices, like the Retro TV, the R36T, I did not know if this was going to be e-waste before I reviewed it. And I'm glad I did, because it's not e-waste. Is it gimmicky with its screen? Yeah, probably. But it does have very comfortable grips that most of these Game Boy clones do not have. And it does have elevated, at least inline shoulder buttons, again, making it comfortable. Is it a bit strange only having one analog stick? Yes. But again, for most games, you don't need it. Metal Gear Solid you do, because you move your character around, move the camera around. So you could run into a problem with something like Metal Gear Solid. But the vast majority of games only are using the left stick, really, if you think about it. So for something like that, you're good to go on PlayStation 1 and before. And yeah, that's why I want to also continue to review these. I want to review the big boys,
but I also want to review these. So again, you can make that informed decision. Maybe you have a 6-year-old and you want to know if a potential handheld that you see on AliExpress is e-waste that will not last more than a day with your 8-year-old, or is it going to be something that'll last longer? Like I'm sure the R36T retro TV will last quite a bit longer. It's actually pretty well built. So I've jibber jabbered on long enough. I'm not going to keep you here anymore. I want to thank you again for watching this video. And until next time, this has been P-Nick.